This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 24/7 Buf Fandemonium presents the K-Gun Report. I'm your host, Jarrod. We have Scott joining us.
Hello.
And Swank.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Our tracker's on our info's on the tracker below, along with updated stat lines, injuries, and Buf Fandemonium news.
That's right, damn it.
News.
Good
we have,
news.
Right? Some new news. We haven't had this type of news in 25 years, I think. AFC East Champions. Our Buffalo Bills finally did it. Hey! Oh, man, what a long time coming, but we finally did it, and we got it in week 14. 15.
Yeah,
15.
15.
15.
It's a great feeling, isn't it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
25 years ago. Swank, what were you doing 25 years ago?
25 years ago, I thought about this because I figured you were going to ask me. I was 12 years old, so I must have been in middle school, and I was probably listening to Wonderwall by whatever band sang Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. All right. I don't know Wonderwall, so.
What? Yes, it's Oasis, dude.
Oh. Should we start the show over? Scott, you remember Scott, do you remember what we were doing at 14?
I don't want to tell anybody. I was 14 years old, so you can figure it out yourselves.
Everything starts running at 14.
Yeah, I know I was a Bills fan then. That's all I care about.
All right, AFC Champs. We beat up on the Denver Broncos 48-19. We had a little post earlier the week with score predictions. A lot of people had it close. A lot of people had blown out, but us three had the blowout, and we're very optimistic Bills fans, and we were right. So that's awesome. 48-19. Guys, Swank, I'll start with you. What's your takeaway from the game you saw?
My takeaway?
Yeah.
Dable is a genius.
Yep.
I said it. It took us 21 episodes, but I said it. He's a genius. He called probably the most complete, no knucklehead, amazing game I've seen him do. Execution was 100%. Josh Allen looked like a superstar. And I know people will say it's against Denver and blah blah blah, but again, the hype they were giving Locke through that whole game. And it was all like, they're hoping that Locke develops into Josh Allen, a quarterback like Josh Allen. He can do blah, blah, blah. Anytime he did something well, it was like way more exaggerated than when the Bills did something well, until, again, towards the end where it was just like a landslide. And I think it's ridiculous that some of these quarterbacks can get that hype and be referenced to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen got none of that. You know, like, we hope that he develops into a quarterback like Josh Allen, but for the last 2.5 years, all you've ever heard is how bad Josh Allen is. Right. You know, but I digress. It was a great game. The defense was outstanding. Again, that elevation, just playing better and better every week. The best running back on the field is Jerry Hughes.
He got some moves on that one.
Dude, yeah, what a scoop and what a score. You know what I mean?
Apparently he played running back in high school, from what I heard.
Yeah, I saw all those tweets, and yeah, that's gnarly because, I mean, he's a big dude making those cuts, man. It was funny. It was funny to watch.
He had the ball in one hand, too, which...
Yeah, hanging right out there like shady, dude.
Yeah.
But guys, it's a nice trend that 2 weeks in a row we had interception for a touchdown last week, Taron Johnson, and then we had Hughes with a fumble recovery by Trey White's first sack, I believe. So hey to him. What a trend to start, and what a trend if it continues that the Buffalo Bills defense scores every week from here on out. I don't want to knock on wood, but it's been what we've been waiting for. Maybe that 3 years of waiting is all going to accumulate to a nice end of the season, the playoff and Super Bowl turnover.
Extravaganza.
The defense. Yeah. Extravaganza.
There you go.
Scott, what do you think of the game?
You know, it was a solid, fully played game, all 4 quarters. We're starting to see the Buffalo Bills come out in the third quarter making adjustments and coming out and performing. Of course, coming out in the third quarter, and Andre Roberts, Swank's guy there, had a nice long kickoff return again. Special teams did great. Jarrod had a 63-yard punt again. But a complete game. And like Swank said earlier, I mean, everybody's knocking Denver for not being a great team, but the week before they were hyping up Locke with the 4 touchdown passes, and he's becoming something real. And Locke had that little comment about throwing towards Trey White this week, but that came back to bite him a little bit.
Yeah.
Complete game. The defense, again, they did it to Pittsburgh and they did it to Denver, kept the team to under 300 total yards. We got the turnovers. We got the sacks. The special teams, offense, and defense. It was a full, complete, well-played game, and I think we're going to see more and more and more of that because they're coming into their own. Perfect timing.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a better timing for a complete game, because this week they actually mentioned the Pro Bowlers. But before we get to the Pro Bowlers, I just want to touch on the special team, Scott. Roberts, kick return, 3 for 102 yards. That's average of 34 yards per attempt. Bass, 2 for 2 for field goal, 6 extra points. And Bajorquez, 1 punt, 63 yards inside the 20. You can't ask for a better game than that. Andre Roberts, selected to the Pro Bowl. Josh Allen, selected to the Pro Bowl. Tremaine Edmonds, Pro Bowl. Trey White, Pro Bowl. And Stephon Diggs, his first Pro Bowl of his career. 5 Pro Bowlers, guys. Do you feel like congratulations to those guys? Hey. You got 3 guys, Scott, that you want to mention that you feel maybe should have got the snub, actually?
This is snub list?
This is a snub list, and I think everybody can agree that Poyer should be on that list.
100%.
Leading tackler on the team, correct.
100%.
Poyer, right? Yeah. And I'm going with the tackles on the Bills, Deion Dawkins and Darrell Williams. If not number 1, number 2 or 3 tackles. When we saw what Darrell Williams did against T.J. Watt, did Bradley Chubb have a sack? Did Reed have a sack for Denver? It's to have that high rank offense, 6. I can't remember what they are now.
Yeah, they are ranked
6.
As of week 15. They were ranked 6th in the league.
Okay, so they got the 4th best passer in the league, and as far as average per rush, they have a top 7 per rush at 4.5 offensive rushing team. So how is no one on that offensive line in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah,
that's snub. And Poyer should be there. That's too many years in a row he's not in it. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm not knocking Edmonds, man. I love Edmonds, but I think if you're comparing their 2 seasons next to each other, like Jordan Poyer is the only one on that defense who's been playing at the level they're playing at now all
consistent
year long.
Yep.
And he didn't have Hyde for how many games?
Exactly. Yeah, he's been making it happen in the safety position all year round. And to be honest, ever since he came to Buffalo. So I think it's a big snub. Like if he was in a bigger market, he would be in the Pro Bowl right now. And I know it doesn't really matter. They're not really doing anything for it. It's all virtual or whatever. And hopefully none of those guys will get a chance to play because they'll be busy getting ready for a championship or a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? But I won't say that out loud, you know what I mean?
I might have 3 times already tonight, but hey.
Hey, man.
Your wife's like, hey, what do you want your cereal in? And you're like, Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl? Oh, gosh.
Put it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, getting back on that defense, Poyer led again this weekend with 8 sacks. Both Edmonds and Poyer actually both had 8. Metafilic, Scott, say the name quick. You go. You're good with names.
Metafilic.
Well, he was second with 7, and it was good to see him out there. He was actually putting his helmet on some players, so it was good to see him. Sacks. We had a bold prediction, Scott. I think you had 4 sacks for your bold prediction last week. We had 3: White, Addison, and Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
So we almost made it.
Eddie Oliver sack was nasty.
I thought a flag was going to come out of that one because he.
Yeah, when he kind of like threw him over the hip there and made him look like a rag doll, and I was just like, ooh, that was. I'm sure it was like another like 2 seconds away from being a flag, but I don't know. I love that he plays nasty like that, and I expected him to have a lot more sacks this year than he's had, and so I think when he gets his hand on somebody, he wants to drop him quick.
Well, hey guys, he may play his best football in December and January because remember what he did last year. He came full force the last couple weeks and the playoff game last year in Houston. So.
As far as the snub list goes, Poyer is number 1 for me. I would say Williams as well. And like I said, I don't want to dog Edmonds. I think he's a great player. I'm really glad he's on our team. I think if he didn't have the clout and the history of going to the Pro Bowl and getting elected in, I don't know if this year would have been that year for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm kind of curious if Milano played all season, what his stat line would have looked like, you know. And maybe that would have been different if they were both healthy. But
that may help us out when it comes to contract time with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Swank, a couple of weeks ago we had that debate versus Klein versus Milano.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, there's a dramatic difference between those 2 individuals.
Jared, real quick. Peter Bessie wants to know if Dable leaves the head coaching position, who do you think will be best fit to replace him?
the next guy in line. Does anybody know who the next guy in line is?
I'm Ken Dorsey, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Quarterback coach, right?
Quarterback coach.
I think
That just makes sense, doesn't it?
He knows the system. I think he's the next offensive coordinator for the Bills.
Sorry, point of order, and I'm really sorry to the K-Gun viewers here, but I believe that my assignment was reading the comments, and I was right there. So, if you want it, man, we'll put it on a vote, all right? But
hey,
stay
I
out,
just had to jump
stay
in
out
there.
of my side of the pool, you know what I mean?
I saw the comment and I realized, it's one of those things. It didn't take Jim Kelly long to start calling his own plays.
Yeah.
And I think with Ken Dorsey being a quarterback, and if Dable does go somewhere, Houston Texans, I think Ken Dorsey will step up, and Ken Dorsey is going to probably give Josh Allen that go-ahead.
I mean, so that big bomb down to Diggs on Saturday, that was Allen. Allen called that play.
Yeah.
That came out a couple days later. I mean, and that I wish that I had future goggles last year during this time when everyone was saying Josh Allen is inaccurate and he can't throw a long ball, because that ball was so perfect, man. And I wish he would have just sprinted it right into the end zone. But, oh, God, dropped it right over his shoulder. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these guys, those two dudes have not been playing football together for more than like 6 months. Like, it's insane the chemistry they have. They're a top QB wide receiver duo in the league in half a year's time, and it's insane. It doesn't get enough credit at all.
Do you know what helped build that relationship? Apparently, they
Call of
play
Duty
video games. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you read the ESPN article?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really
really?
cool. Yeah, and it was all Diggs' brother.
Okay.
Because he started playing with Josh Allen, and Diggs was like not into video games at all. I thought it was nerd stuff, and then he was like, "Well, I got to bond with my quarterback," and yeah, I thought that was a really cool story.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And to get back on, you're talking about the accuracy. Again, Josh Allen throws for 70% Saturday, 28 for 40, 359 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 different receivers caught the ball. And a weird stat that I think it's tied for the NFL record, that Josh Allen has thrown to 13 different receivers. Or what does it go?
The Bills
The Bills have 13 different.
13
Josh
different.
Allen's one of those.
Yeah, Josh Allen's one of those receivers. So yeah, 13
Gotcha.
different receivers have caught a touchdown on
Okay,
the Bills.
13 different receiving players caught a touchdown.
And that ties
That's
an
one
NFL
away.
record. He's one away from breaking it, and they were saying Singletary is like the biggest
Possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We got 2 games.
Well, let's get another hey out there to Mr. Kumaro.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Buffalo Bills. He caught a laser from Allen for his first touchdown. He played for Green Bay prior to coming to Buffalo. I think he had 2 touchdown catches there, and then he comes and he has that long hair.
Well,
It's
and
fun to see
Rodgers.
him on the field.
And
Yeah.
It's
Rodgers
like
had
different than
lots.
Beasley's. Beasley's got the long hair, but Kumaro's got like the luscious locks, we'll say.
Yeah.
yeah, them bronze, the bronze locks.
So-
Kumar, Rodgers had a lot of good things to say about him when he left, so I would just keep an eye on him come next season.
How many years has he been in the league? Because I thought he was, to be honest, and this is embarrassing for me, but I thought he was a rookie. I thought he came up off the practice squad as a rookie.
No, I remember seeing him on Green Bay a couple times. I want to say he's probably in his 4th or 5th year.
Oh, really? That many? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was awesome. That ball was another bullet. Like, it was perfect. Just like that ball last week with Gabe Davis. You know what I mean? He's threading the needle, man, and he's putting it right there.
And that was a 3rd and 22, right?
Yeah, they got knocked out. I think that was one of the drives where they scored 4 touchdowns in 6 plays or whatever. So
Practice makes perfect.
yeah, that video where he, you guys watched the Isaiah McKenzie mic'd up this week. So when he goes over and he slaps Isaiah up for that touchdown that didn't count, and he's like, "How many times we got to score?"
Yeah, they're scoring every play.
Every play.
6 years for Kamara, guys. I just looked it up.
Oh,
Nice,
okay.
6 years.
Real quick,
Welcome
Pete Bessie said he's surprised that nobody on the OL made the Pro Bowl nod too, and he's right. I think
Yeah, we
Williams
agree
for
with you,
sure. Dion, I think Dion's doing well, man. I've just seen him get blown up by big guys a couple times, and next year maybe, maybe next year's this year.
And, geez, the way Feliciano's playing, too.
Dude.
If they were going to do Pro Bowl selections for the last 4 weeks, he is a beast. And I must reference when Josh Allen was doing an interview after the game, Did you see Snowman and Feliciano come over and start?
Yeah.
No, they're one big fun
They were-
family, man. They're one big fun family. It's fun to
It's all
watch.
about the images, and they took a nice picture, and it looked like they actually were enjoying the moment, which we can relate, guys, because we're Bills fans that finally have a good team to root for. And we're enjoying the moment, and it's exciting.
Yeah, Dion said that they were actually trying to tackle him, but they couldn't get him down.
Yeah, I saw him throw him down at one point. I was like, oh gosh, what a crazy thing if he got an injury.
Yeah, that would be nuts. A lot of unhappy Bills fans.
Yeah.
All right, a little bit more about this Denver Broncos game I want to touch upon really quick is the fact that throughout the first 10 weeks of the season, we had issues in the third quarter, and that was like a major talking point with most, like WGR 550 and stuff like that. They're concerned about third quarter. Do you guys know what the third quarter stats were for this past game?
Yeah, they blew him out, right?
They're great.
17-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, and it started off with that kickoff by Andre Roberts all the way past the 50. So
yeah, Andre Roberts, save that kickoff return for a touchdown for the playoffs, please. Hell yeah.
Well, I'll say this too, week to week, right? So we saw Zach Moss with that costly fumble in the 49ers game. Next week, what's he do? He lays it down. Last week we saw Andre muff a punt, right? Bounce off his chest. What's he do this week? He bounces right back. Even after the half last week, he had a really good run back. He wasn't able to return punts after that still, but the kickoff return was good. And then this week comes out and it's right back to business. So
if
I
I
love
have
that.
if I have a player to watch, Swank, it's Zach Moss. 13 carries, 81 yards. He averaged over 6 yards a carry. And cold weather games coming along. Man, he's coming into his own too.
Telling you, man, Jerry Hughes.
Put Jerry Hughes back there. Right?
All right, perfect. Does anybody else have anything to touch on with the Denver Broncos game before we move on?
I just want to ask, what the hell were you guys thinking after this game was over and we, for the first time in 25 years, were AFC East champs? What was that like? How's it compared to the drought?
Oh, well, the drought, I was at work and I heard fans yelling and I ran into the room because they were Bills fans. I know it and they keep me updated. So that was pretty exciting. That was the one kind of way, but I was numb. I mean, it was one of those things where you scream and no one can hear you. It just was surreal. It's to win the AFC East this quick with 2 games left. I mean, yeah, I was numb. It was awesome, exciting. And I didn't have anybody to celebrate because of this damn COVID thing. So
Yeah.
I wanted to hug everybody. I wanted to give everybody high fives and spill beer all over the front of me, but
Just
Instead,
lay
I
on the
was sick of-
couch and drizzle it on yourself.
instead I was drinking a little bit of the iron smoke out of Fairport,
Oh, there you go.
keeping my belly warm.
You don't want to spill any of that, my friend.
No, you don't. It's nice and smooth.
No, to be honest with you, Scott, I was excited, but I don't think I had the same reaction as you. It's nice to win the AFC East Championship, but with the mentality of this team and what we've heard from McDermott for the last, past year, actually, the ultimate goal is the you-know-what. And yes, it's exciting we won the AFC East, but we still have a lot of football to play. And the thing I keep paying attention to now is the playoff brackets and how that's going to work out. The Buffalo Bills are the number 2 seed. I don't know if a lot of fans know what the benefits of the number 2 seed ultimately is. Number 1, you're going to at least have 2 home field games for this playoffs, right? Because the only time you'll travel is if you have to play the number 1, which will be in the championship game. So that's huge, Yeah, I mean, I was happy, but I there's more football to play, and I'm excited that the team knows that, and I think every team knows that. The championship, yeah, it's nice to have the AFC championship, NFC championship, whatever, or the division champions, but they know they still got to play a lot of football. And I just want to see them keep coming out and keep pushing and keep playing hard. And they've been a strong team for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and wear that shirt, wear that hat, but there's another goal. Yeah, that's what my feeling.
And from what I'm seeing, they're all on board with that goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cliche to say it's Super Bowl or bust. Every team says it, but like
don't you feel like, man, we have a Super Bowl contending team?
Yeah, we do.
We have
And
a
I
good
said
team.
it last week when I said you could feel it just by the way they're acting on the field and after the game, you could just feel it. And yeah, and then their shirt even says "1 not done." So
Yeah, it's perfect.
what do you think, Swank?
Which were pre-made, obviously. They knew it. Swank, what was your thoughts, bud?
Oh man, I mean,
Didn't you open something pretty nice?
ecstatic. What I opened? Oh yeah, we had some champagne that was left over from our anniversary, so I brought it over to my buddy's house because I didn't have NFL Network, and he, coincidentally enough, had bought shambongs. So we popped some bubbly and we chugged shambongs after about 8 blue lights. But man, it was a great game. It was a great feeling. I joked around about going to the airport. I didn't know that all that stuff was going to happen, but when we left my buddies, we had to come back and like feed the dogs and stuff, you know. It was kind of early still. And my wife was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to go to Buffalo." You know, like, and we joked around about it, ha ha ha, and we came back home. But I didn't realize that like it was really going to be that, you know.
Thousands of people.
And with the way that like all this stuff's been going on with the governor and like trying to get fans back in the stands for the playoff with COVID and all that stuff, like, you know, I personally, like, I don't see it happening. And I kind of resent like it getting dangled out there like it's a possibility, you know, because I think it means a lot to a lot of us. You know, the fact that this season's even happening right now is huge. I mean, I'm not like a, you know, weak-minded person or like somebody that's like susceptible to like, you know, getting over crushed in my head or anything like that. But like, I can't imagine what not being able to go anywhere, not being able to do anything, not being able to see certain family members, not being able to see certain friends, not being able to live your life at least like you're used to living it, and then on top of that, and not being able to see people during the holidays. Like, what if there was no football too? You know, and I know it's like a little blip on the radar, but man, this season has been like so uplifting and so positive and like a reason to like get stoked and be like, see, we weren't stupid for cheering for this team for 37 years, you know. But like I was just so glad. Like, I was so glad that it got received well when all the fans went to the airport. I was so glad the players appreciated it and they were pumped on it. It was cool that they were tweeting out to like Cuomo and all that stuff, saying like, you might as well let him in the stadium. Look at this, you know what I mean? And then you start hearing like some of the backlash where now he's saying like, well, now if things spike in Western New York, like this is why. And it's, I'm just like, man, just sick of it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to watch them win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's what I want. So, it was awesome. It's all awesome. It's great. I get a little skeptical because I've seen this team for so long. You know what I mean? So then you get wrapped up into like, okay, you start to get like overly confident, and then like that's when it happens. But I don't know, man. I think they can hang with any team. I'm not scared of anybody. Like, I think that number 2 seed is important. I want to keep my distance from Kansas City because maybe they have a bad game here or there. You know what I mean? They haven't been winning by a huge margin. Like, this big monstrosity of a team, they 6 points. The last 5 games they've played, they've won by 6 points or less. Yeah. You know, so.
Yep. And you're right. That seed means a lot. It means if we do play the number 1 Super Bowl, last year's Super Bowl team, then it will be the last game of the season other than the Super Bowl. Yeah. Right. And there is potential because they have played close games that in that divisional playoff game they could lose. Right. And so the 3rd spot, I mean, I see a lot of people saying, let's go back to the 3rd spot because it might not have to play the Ravens. We play an easier team. The Bills don't have that mentality right now. They haven't had it in a long time. When they went and played Seattle, when they went and played Pittsburgh, when they went and played these teams with great winning records already, they didn't have that in their head thinking, well, I wish we were playing an easier team. They want those challenges, and they're stepping up to those challenges. So number 2 is what we're going to go after. McDermott's smart. He knows that the road to the playoffs it's going to end in Chiefs unless they lose, but all 3 games could be played in Buffalo. That's a possibility. And to not to have to travel at all for a playoff game, that's huge. So anybody that thinks we should knock back to number 3 to have an easier schedule, the Bills aren't thinking that way, and neither should you.
I don't think there's any reason to think that they can't hang with any team. Like,
right.
they've proven it. Like, how many, like, what, in the last 3 or 4 games, top 10 defenses? Like, and I know there's injuries, and I know there's all that stuff, but Josh Allen got shut down the first half of that Steelers game. In the second half, he came out and he tore them apart, just inch by inch. Denver is like a really good defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know they were banged up in the secondary, but man, they couldn't get to him. They could not stop anything. You know, there's just so many cases where like this team is built to hang and compete, and they're not backing down from anybody. So to sit there and be like, oh man, like what is so great about the Ravens? They've had a lackluster year. They did exactly what personally, like what I was saying about Lamar Jackson in the preseason and stuff like that. Like, he took a step back. He's not that MVP guy. He's a little bit of a flash in the pan. He's a more athletic Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. So now that they're starting to pick it up a little bit and the defense is getting it together, now they're like supposed to be the same level that they were last year. Like, we're supposed to be completely frightened of them. No way, man. My team can put up 4 TDs and almost 400 yards and not even blink an eye. You know, like I'm not scared at all. You know, so this whole like we're out of this losing to get a better spot thing. Like, right. I'm not there at all. I want the 2 seed. I want them. They can hang. I got no worries about Cleveland. You know, Tennessee, you can say what you want, but I don't think that's happening again. You know what I mean? Especially after what the Browns did to him.
Yeah, Josh Norman's off the hook for that Henry debacle now because
there's like 4 of them now. Get dribbled like a basketball by Henry. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I'll have the same level of anxiety no matter who they play.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Right.
I know a lot of people are chiming for the Dolphins. You know, like we play the Dolphins last week of the season, and then we go right back. We play them in the wild card round. Okay, beating a team 3 times in a row. Like, I'm sure if we're seeded, like with this weekend, we could get the 2nd seed and clinch it. And it's not that hard of a like outlandish kind of like scenario for us to do that.
Tennessee and Pittsburgh need to lose. They both lose. We win.
Yeah,
we get 2nd seed guaranteed.
And Tennessee's playing Green Bay.
Yeah.
And then Pittsburgh's playing somebody else that's good.
The Jets. No, I'm kidding. Another bad team.
Well, I mean, the Jets are winning. The Jets are on a win streak right now.
They're on the win streak.
They lost Trevor Lawrence, but they're on a win streak.
No, but I agree 100%. The Bills are going to go.
Guys, our Buffalo Bills win on to 11-3. Before we get to the next game, I want to do a quick plug for our Fairport, New York Iron Smokes Distillery bourbon whiskey, and that's what I'm sipping on tonight, and it's delicious as always. Thank you.
Me too.
Scott's doing one too. Swank, quick, what are you sipping on down there?
Non-Fairport's own Pabst Blue Ribbon.
There you go.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, before we move on to the New England Patriots, I want the viewers to throw in your projections and stuff for the New England Patriots game, and we'll get to that later. Projection and bold prediction. All right, so we take on the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. New England Patriots are out of it. They've been eliminated from the playoffs. But anyway, no, I mean, so it's still a rivalry game. My question I've asked a couple people already today, with the history of the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick versus the Buffalo Bills, they weren't afraid to just bury them in the ground when they were playing them. If we get the opportunity today or Monday night, Scott, and we're up by mucho points, do we just put the hammer down and keep going?
We need to win to get that number 2 seed. I don't think the Bills, the coaches, the players, I don't think any of them have any concerns about how they're going to treat the Patriots other than try to win that game the best they can. and they're not going to pull anybody out in the fourth quarter unless they're up by 30 points. So if they're up by 30 points, obviously they put their hammer down. We talked about it. That second seed is very, very important. And to be able to rest your players against Miami, you need to put a pounding to the Patriots. We've only beat them 6 times in 41 meetings since 2000.
Yeah.
And when they go up on us, they don't let off that gas pedal. So if it's really tides have turned a little bit, bury Belichick into the ground. And you'll see that with my bold prediction.
Oh.
They don't match up. Stephon Gilmore's hurt.
Yeah.
Okay? They just can't match up with the Buffalo Bills.
And that plays a factor in my bold prediction.
But no,
Swank,
I don't see it.
Anything you're worried about? Any cons, any pros about this New England Patriots game that we're going to be facing on Monday night?
Well, I mean, talking about like stomping them into the ground, I think that's going to happen anyway. I'll remind everybody that it wasn't that easy this last time. You know, we were one Zimmer punch away from not winning that game probably.
That's right.
So they're not dead, and I mean they're dead. but I don't think I think that it would make Belichick feel so great to beat us that he doesn't, you know, I mean, none of this matters to him right now, out, in, whatever. The only thing that I was considering was if they bench Cam. And they haven't really, I don't think they revealed that yet. I know it's been
a possibility.
Put Stidham in. And he's played well for those couple snaps that he's been in here and there. I don't care who plays. I don't care what quarterback plays. And I think that this is going to be the game that I thought last week was going to be, with the 400-yard game and the Diggs getting 2 touchdowns and all that. And I'll get to that later. But, like, yeah, I think that they're going to play their game plan and they're going to do it all the way till the end. That's what they did last week. They're winning heavily last week, and they were still throwing it before that second-to-last drive where Motor ran that 51-yarder in. And Denver knew that they were going to run and try and run out the clock, and he still broke a 51-yard touchdown. So I don't know, man. My worries, Belichick. If Cam's in, Cam. But if it's bad Cam, I don't care. If it's good Cam, I really don't care.
He's got 5 touchdown passes to 10 interceptions.
I don't know. I think they're predictable. I think they put out everything they're going to put out, and you know, their best chance of winning, I think, is to put Stidham in this weekend. That's what I think. Just because it's like something that like we'd have to plan extra for. I don't think it's going to help them win, but I think it's their best chance probably.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if we were put in that situation, I think putting the future in is the best thing to do. That defense has been, our defense has been stout for the last couple of weeks. It'd be a good challenge for Stidham to come in and play. And
might be a good chance for a safety to get some blitzes off the edge who feels like he got snubbed. Take a little aggression out on.
I was gonna mention that earlier. You know, when you get snubbed from, you know, a selection to be an All-Pro or a Pro Bowler, sometimes even as a group for that offensive lineman, that says something. So we can sit here and talk all day about it, but fans, pay attention to that offensive line for the next couple weeks and watch the difference. I think the run game's going to pick up because they're going to be like, nobody made it for the Pro Bowl. Let's prove them wrong. And then look for that safety duel and that defense to pick up the slack for Poyer getting snubbed too. And it's motivation. I mean, a lot of these players don't really care about their self accolades, you know, their personal awards. But they are pulling for each other too. So this Pro Bowl selection or non-selection of certain players might be the little piece of paper that, you know, you're dancing on our logo this week. All right, we'll stomp you out. Okay, now you didn't give us the respect that we need. Okay, NFL, here we come. So we'll see in this next week. Yeah, the worries I have is New England Patriots don't have anything to lose. Now, Belichick's got to give credit where credit's due. He's a hell of a coach, and but he's never been put in a situation where he's not going to the playoffs or he has nothing else to fight for the season. So I'm not saying there's going to be cheap stuff happening, but New England has been notorious for some cheap shots on our Buffalo Bills quarterbacks in the past. So hopefully, Buffalo Bills play tough. The offense plays tough, and we have nothing to worry about. But the fact that they have nothing to lose worries me. Gilmore is out, like you stated, which Gilmore is a heck of a player, so that's going to open up the passing game.
Wasn't Gilmore out last time we played him too?
He might have been, yeah.
He might have been.
I think that's when they were. He listed his house for sale.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. Good memory, Swank.
Thanks.
Man. Hey guys, quick. Do you play Zimmer this week? Do you play him often?
He played last week.
He was in last week. Sure. I don't care. Sure.
I don't care. I like seeing that number 61 running around on the field.
Yeah, man. I think they should just tape his whole hand into a big clubby fist and just let him
knock them balls out.
Hulk smash, dude. Yeah.
Hulk smash.
I'm fine with that. Man, if Epinesa can get his timing down, dude, that dude, he's so fast. I said it like 2 weeks ago maybe, but man, he gets around the edge so fast. And God, I just want it to connect with him so bad, because I think that line has so much promise, and if they're starting to fire, and oh man, dude, if him and Jerry are opposite ends, and then you got that interior or Addison or whatever, like,
and Oliver's starting to pick up a little bit,
and it just it gets me all excited.
I actually thought about this when I was watching the game. Epinesa had a swat, right? Didn't he bat the ball up?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you, and I know it's always not a good thing to compare rookies to future Hall of Famers, but J.J. Watt jumped right in my head when he swatted that ball up, and if he matches up to anything like J.J. Watt, gosh.
Yeah, he'd have to gain about another 100 pounds, but yeah.
Jared just said, "Gosh,
Jolly
the guy
G. Garsh Willikers."
The guy has one swat and he's Reggie White.
Reggie White. He does one spin move and he's Reggie White.
We only hope, Jared. We only hope.
Yeah. No, man. Hey,
he's growing.
That's some good instinct.
Growing.
That's some really good instinct, and that's like, I think that's a sign that the game's starting to slow down for him, right? Because you gotta time that out right. Those guys are firing out quick.
You gotta jump. You gotta put the hand on the ball. Yeah, the swatting is a big thing. That's why they make a big deal out of them. The Watts do it.
The Watt swat. Yeah.
Watt swat.
Yeah.
And Jared, both linebackers are questionable. A center is questionable, and Harris, their running back, is questionable. So they're playing injured.
All right. Anybody else got anything to say about the New England Patriot matchup?
6 wins to 41 meetings. We got to start turning that number around.
Sure. And who better to do it? This team's the team to do it. I know they won't, but they could put it on cruise control and be pretty good, I think. I think you're going to see a lot of the run this week. And I also think that they're going to bomb some bombs. You're going to see some big bombs. Yeah.
I think
he's only 50 yards away, guys, from his 1,000-yard season.
How killer is that? So that was Lee Evans and Andre Reed. Does that make right? Like that was the last time that happened, where there was 2,000.
The last time that we had two 1,000-yard receiving wide receivers was Eric Moulds.
Was it Moulds and Evans?
Peerless Price. 2001. And they were pretty close.
Oh, I went the opposite way. I put Lee.
I think Moulds had 1295, and then Peerless Price had 1285. So it was close.
Damn.
Well,
yeah, that'll be.
Diggs is not far away from Moulds' receiving yards record either.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close.
Hey, keep going.
Oh yeah, I forgot one more. Hey! Josh Allen's over. He threw for 4,000 yards.
So far,
exactly.
Yeah, right on the button.
Did you see how it's split up? He's got 2,000, exactly 2,000 yards home and exactly 2,000 yards away.
That's crazy.
What an anomaly, dude. Like, exactly 4,000 and exactly like, you want to talk about consistency, right? Like,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Just as good as home as you are away.
Hell yeah.
He's 360 away from Drew Bledsoe's record for total passing yards.
I got
Do it this week.
Yeah, it's got to be this week, right? Because I think if everything goes right this week, next week, like we were talking about in the chat earlier, I think like you have them prepped, they do everything, and especially if there's a chance you're going to play the Dolphins, you know, a week or two after that, like no way you don't want to show them everything. So I think if you got it stitched up, then he's probably going to be in for like a quarter, maybe a half. But I wouldn't. Jared, you and I were talking about this. I wouldn't tell him. You know, I'd be like, "Yep, you're playing the full game," and then you get pulled after a series or two.
You need to prep
whatever.
like you would every week.
Exactly.
Yep, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
And I don't. There's no reason to think Josh Allen wouldn't. But it's just, I think I've seen too many times where they rest that whole team the whole time, and they come back and they just look like a pile. You know, it's like you can't get right.
Slow start.
Yeah.
And depending on who you play, you can't have those slow starts.
Right? Yeah, look at Breeze. You know, I mean, he's still banged up, but that's a veteran, future Hall of Fame quarterback, and he missed a couple weeks, and he came out and he looked horrible, like the worst game he's ever played. You know, and it's sad because he's a good guy. You know, but like that's what it is. You know, that's what the NFL is. You gotta stay sharp and you gotta stay on your game.
All right, so everybody look for that Monday Night Football game, Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. It's going to be an exciting one. So, guys, that time of show where we have to make our score predictions and our bold predictions. Scott, I'm going to let you lead the way. Give me a score prediction and a bold prediction for this New England Patriots game.
I told you it was going to be a stomping, and I'm going 42-10. Unless Stidham comes in, I think we'll see Stidham. I don't think Cam Newton, 5 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He's got more running touchdowns than he has, twice as many running touchdowns he's passing. And the Bills' defense is just getting that much better. They have really no one as wide receiver, and their top running back is hurt. 42-10. My bold prediction is Josh Allen has 3 stats where he could potentially beat Jim Kelly and Drew Bledsoe. He's 360 yards away from Drew Bledsoe's record, 4 touchdowns away from Jim Kelly's record, and 25 completions away from Drew Bledsoe's record. I think he's going to get all of those this week.
Wow.
So 360 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 25 completions. And Josh Allen will hold most of the records, single-season records for a Buffalo Bills quarterback.
And playing 2.5 seasons.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, that's season record, right? That's season record.
Yeah, that's for a single season.
That's single-season record, yep.
My bad.
Now cheers to that. He could do it.
I thought you were saying, like, experience-wise, like he's only, you know what I mean? I was giving it to you, Jared.
I got you. We're on the same page there. All right, Swank, give me a score and bold.
2015 to -4. Bills. No, I'm right on that Scott train, man. I think they're gonna lay it right to him. I think it's gonna be 45-17, and I think that last touchdown is gonna come in garbage time when Belichick's just grinding his teeth and ripping more threads out of his sleeveless hoodie. I think they go in there with a big chip on their shoulder, knowing that a Bills team hasn't gone in to Foxborough and won in a long time. That billboard that Fox Sports put up is there this week, which is like very poetic as far as like if you don't know, viewers and listeners, Fox Sports did a Twitter poll to try and figure out who was the best fan base. It got all the way whittled down from the 32 teams to, I think, Green Bay and Bills Mafia, right? And then Bills Mafia won. The prize was they were putting up a billboard saying we're the best fan base in whatever city we picked.
Whatever city we picked.
Yeah, so now it's Foxborough. So that went up this week in Foxborough, and it's the same week the Bills locked down the AFC East, and the same week that the Patriots are eliminated from the playoffs in years and years and years. So it's very poetic. So I think to end this whole like whatever, this lullaby, this beautiful lullaby, you lay a tough 45 right on the freaking Patriots, you know, on their own turf, and just crush the souls of every Patriots fan. That'll be beautiful.
You know, the more you talk, Swank, the more you realize that it is Patriots are out of it and Bills are second seed, it still is a statement game.
Oh yeah.
It's
It'll be for a while.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean
Swank,
years
what's
and
prediction?
years and years and years.
What's the bold prediction, bud?
I'm the captain now.
My bold prediction. I am the captain now. My bold prediction is similar to last week. I think Joshy Boy throws for 4 TDs, and I think Diggs gets his 2 this week. So.
All right, 2 TDs. Okay, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I'm on the same boat as you guys. I have a 49-10 score, Buffalo Bills, and Scott Allen's gonna shatter those records. I got him going for 500 yards. Wow. All right, let's move on to the pick'ems of the week. We have 2 games to pick from. We have the Dolphins versus the Raiders and Browns versus the Jets. Yeah, we're still pretty close. Anybody's in it, but there's two on the top that are kind of pulling away. I don't know, Swank. Can you see who it is?
What it looks like is that I'm closing the gap.
You are, and yeah.
But
2 more weeks to
yes,
do it.
Scoot is 32-14, and Gerard
31-15.
Gerard is 31-15. Yeah, and I'm 28-18.
All right, so Swank's behind, so I'm gonna let him keep going last with these. Scott,
Listen, I don't want your charity. All right.
Dolphins at the Raiders. Scott, who you got?
Miami staying tough, man. Miami.
All right, Swank, who you got?
I got. Wait, you're gonna pick.
Actually, I'll go first. Yeah. I got the Dolphins. Swank, who you got?
I got the Raiders.
He has to pick the Raiders.
I do, because
Browns.
I want the Dolphins to win, because I don't want the Browns to get in, and I want every other team to rise up and stomp out the Browns. That's what I want.
Rise up.
There you go. Got one song preference every show. Browns versus Jets. I have the Jets winning. Scott.
2 in a row. I want to see Mayfield, the top quarterback in this league.
Oh yeah.
Lose to the Jets.
Are we gonna make Swank pick the Browns?
No, I'll never pick the Browns, dude. I will not.
2 in a row. Jets are going 2 in a row, man. They're on a high right now.
I watched that stupid game, and dude, Colt McCoy had like the best game of his pro career, I think. Like the first half, they were marching the ball. They had time of possession. They just made some knucklehead like red zone decisions and didn't punch it in, because you don't have Saquon Barkley and you can't do that kind of thing. But whatever. The game really didn't matter, I guess, that much to them, because even though they're still in the NFC East playoff hunt, which is anyway, dude, Baker Mayfield and the Browns have played no one except the Titans and the Steelers. The Steelers are weakening. The Titans, they blew out. So they beat the Titans, they lost to the Steelers, and they play the Steelers again week 17. If I have to watch Baker Mayfield prance around doing his high steps and all this stuff for beating the New York Giants, like, oh my God, dude, I can't deal with it. And every time Jarvis Landry catches a ball, I'm not like this. I don't hope for somebody to get hurt. I hope somebody takes his knees out every single time, dude. Because
we have a history with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, God. I just hate that team. I hate them so much. Angry. I am.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember, Landry is the one that took out Williams and pretty much ended his career. Yeah. He was a great Buffalo Bills player, and he was a great Buffalonian. So he was
one of the mayors of Phelps, just mayors of Buffalo, man.
Yeah, so he's one of the cheap shot, crack back block, and that pretty much ended his career.
Aaron Williams.
So,
yeah.
All right, guys. Final thoughts for tonight. Episode 21 is about to be completed. Wow. Scott, let's lead the way.
Mine's simple again. 1 not done.
I've seen that before.
We made the playoffs last year.
Where?
Okay, we've been here before. The only difference is we own the AFC East. We're the beast in the East. The next step is winning a playoff game. And we'll prepare for it. We got 2 more games. We got 2 rival games. Be happy with the number 2 seed, because that's what the Bills are going to go for. None of this, let's play the weaker team. The Bills are the strong team. Every team that they're playing are the weaker team. 1 not done.
Get it.
Stick it to it. Go Bills.
Mr. Swank.
Stick it to it. I love that. Yeah, man. We own it. We own it right now. And this team's playing with a lot of confidence. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, even with this crazy record, even with stoutly beating good teams. And I say it every week, but enjoy it. Enjoy this. You have at least 3 more games to watch right now, and I think it's going to be more than that. And there's going to be a home playoff game played in Buffalo. You know, that's insane. So these are all good things. I don't know. This is a foundation that's going to be here for years. Years. We went through a really long dry spell, but this team is set up to be good for years, and that's amazing.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, man.
Hey, I mean, go back to the other playoff games that we watched and how we felt on those Sundays. How excited, that pit in your stomach, that triples, you know what I mean? That anxiety, that fun. That's like we're in the playoffs. We're playing a playoff game. Now picture that with a team that's dominating.
Yeah.
And not needing help to get in the playoffs and creating their own destiny. We're going to be pumped up. It's going to be an exciting feeling here in a couple weeks.
A team that has 5 Pro Bowl players, a team that can make adjustments, a team that has such a stout offensive game plan. There's just a lot of reasons, I think, to be excited and to be maybe not relaxed, but
we're always going to have that pit in our stomach. But what do you think, Jarrod?
Swank wants to finish, right?
Yeah, dude. Man, just trying to cut me off, Scott. Damn. Take my comment roll. Take my ender. Go ahead. You do my ender. I don't even want it. You do it.
He's playing pause right now.
If you want to join us every Tuesday night, we do this at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live on Buf Fandemonium, the 24/7 Buf Fandemonium, of course. This is the K-Gun Report. If you can't be here live with us, you can get it on YouTube, you can get it on Spotify, you can get it on Apple Podcasts, you can get it on Anchor, you can get it any damn where you want to get it. Also, next week, I think we have maybe a giveaway. Is that what's going on? A little giveaway?
So I got a little giveaway for next week that we're gonna do, and how you get into it is you go on the live show, and you just make a simple comment, suggestion, an opinion, and what we have here, and I don't want to jump ahead, but it is Charles Clay for the Buffalo Bills. It's got the Dave and Adams sticker on the bottom, so it's authenticated right there, and on the back. Miami week.
For Bills Miami week, okay.
He played for the Miami
both.
Dolphins and he played for the Bills. So this is going to be a giveaway for anybody who comments. We're going to draw your name at the end of the show. When the show is over, we'll draw your name and then we'll do a live winner. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just to clarify, make sure you got it. You show up next week, you comment, you're entered. That's it.
Yep.
So, come hang out, do that. Win a Charles Clay autographed 8x10 glossy from your boys at 24/7 Buf Fandemonium.
Can I comment?
Of course you can.
Oh, okay.
You won't be entered, but you can. Better get your wife to comment.
She'll comment for me.
All right. So, tune in next week, make a comment, and you're in the drawing. I want to touch on really quick about what you guys said. This is a fun time to watch the Buffalo Bills. And after this past week, all 3 phases are in stride. So I got a feeling McDermott can keep that going. And it's going to be a wonderful thing to watch. Let's just see how things unfold. We want to root for that number 2 spot so we can just play who we need to play to get to where we want to go. I want to thank everybody who viewed tonight, that commented tonight. And I want to thank for all those who will comment and view in later shows. And we want to just we're thankful for everybody. Again, 24/7 Buf Fandemonium is for you guys, the fans. And we're just 3 fans sitting here talking football, but we enjoy everybody's company. All right, Buffalo Bills traveling to New England Patriots. Are they traveling to New England or is that Buffalo?
New England.
At New England. Monday Night Football. Let's go Buffalo. Pound them in the ground.
And we'll know what we have to do because the Titans and the Steelers play this Sunday. So if they
we'll know ahead
lose
of
and we
time.
win, we'll get that number 2 spot.
Hey,
All right,
Josh
guys.
Cook, thanks for the compliment, buddy.
Guys,
Thanks for tuning in.
believe. Go Bill.
Go Bills.
Merry Christmas. You guys didn't say it.
Oh,
I said
I
it.
wanted to say it.
Merry Christmas, boy.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
Happy
And
holidays.
go Bills.
Go Bills.